Hey, everybody. I am so excited because we have podcast royalty in the studio today on an all new episode of the Misjudged podcast. I am here with the very legendary Lindsey from Almost 30.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for the. I love that intro.
Yes. My God. Icon. Oh my gosh.
Or maybe just, I feel like we're kind of the podcast moms in the space where we're like, we've been doing it for a while. We can give you some advice and do not do this. But thank you. That's very sweet.
Oh yeah. We're chatting for sure. Martinis immediately.
Yes. You must.
So Lindsey, for those who don't know, because they've been living under a rock, just tell everybody a little bit about you. And then I'm going to go into today's topic because I think you're like the perfect guest for it.
Awesome. So I am Lindsey Simcik, and I am one half of the Almost 30 podcast, which is a podcast that my co-host and I, who's also my best friend, Krista Williams, started when we were moving through our late 20s.
Yeah.
I believe we met when we were 27. And maybe some of your listeners can relate to this, but we felt like we should have had it more together at that time. We felt like we should have been at the job that we were going to have forever, met our person, maybe had the house, I don't know, had kids. Like, it's crazy the vision we had for ourselves so early on. And maybe because we saw our parents do it or whatever.
Or your friends.
But the contrast of what was actually happening really made us feel really out of control and defeated and confused. And so in meeting each other, we really related on so much. Krista was moving through some health issues at the time. Also, had just made the leap to do blogging full time. And I had recently broken up with the person I thought I was going to be with forever. I cheated on him and totally blew that up. And
we love it. Self-sabotage.
And we just moved across the country. Like, it was just such a time of intense change, and we didn't know how to navigate it. But our friendship gave us immediate comfort and peace and laughs through kind of this intense time. And so we just started recording on our closet floors.
Oh my God.
In Krista's studio apartment in Venice, California.
Peak 20s, by the way.
Peak 20s. And, we talked about everything, anything that we were moving through at the time. A lot of those recordings will never see the light of day. But during that time, we just got to get to know each other, really find our chemistry. And then September 2016, we launched Almost 30. And it's just been such a wild ride.
Wow.
We have
it's almost been 10 years.
Yep, just about 10 years. Our community is all over the world. We've gone on world tours, and we do retreats, and we had a membership, and we just released our book. Like, it's just the places that this experience, this mission has taken us has been like the greatest surprise of my life. And I can't believe we're still here 10 years later, and grateful.
I can help you guys throw a 10-year party with my company.
Let's do it. I used to be a bottle girl, so I want sparklers.
Oh my God. Sparklers everywhere for a 10-year celebration. So what's so funny? I feel like when you're saying like, we were like, where should we be? I feel like I'm not 40, but I'm knocking at the door. I feel a few years away, but like, I feel like that at this age sometimes. So I honestly feel like that feeling kind of tied into today's topic. So like, I was like, okay, perfect person to do it with, because I feel like this is a season where a lot of people, like when I reached out to you, you mentioned like, you feel like people are in this abyss right now of kind of not knowing where to go next. And I feel like a lot of people are there, but I also feel like a lot of people are currently there with their friendships.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the winter of ending friendships, honestly. Like, I think that what I wanted to do today was just kind of go into like ending friendships and like how to do it, how to spot it, all of that, because I think it's really important to surround yourself with people that are like not pieces of shit and also not loading you down.
Yeah.
And it's important to trim the fat. So that's what I wanted to talk about with you today.
Yeah, I love this topic. And I think it's an important one and one that I've kind of grappled with, if I'm being honest.
I know.
Because I think I have a part of me that is like, I don't need anyone. Like when friendships get hard, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll just run away. Like I'm good by myself.
Wait.
Or like with my family or like with my husband, I'm like, I'm good. But I think friendships have this really special quality of calling us into a type of growth that we won't get anywhere else. And that's not to say every friendship is meant to, yes, not every friendship is meant to be the one that lasts forever and continues to put you through the gauntlet of growth. But
what a nice
there
way to
are
say it.
there are some, you know, that like really are growth oriented and you are meant to lean in. And then there are others that are seasonal. You know, they come into your life for a reason and a season, and it's not supposed to be forever. And so there's we can go into it, but I think I've learned this most, I would say in my early 30s, it really began. Yeah. Like where I had to get very honest with who I wanted in my life and who I wanted to invest in and who was investing in me and what true friendship felt like. Yeah. You know, because my younger self knew it to be something different.
You know, I feel like I'm 37. So I feel like it definitely kicked off in the 30s, but I also felt like some of the friends I was surrounding myself with in my 20s were like feral. And then you don't understand who's your real friend and like who's there for you until you go through serious stuff. And it starts to happen in your 30s. And like a few things happened to me in my 20s where it was like, oh, this doesn't feel good. But, you know, in your 30s, you're better at kind of recognizing it.
Sure. I think we're all kind of feral in our 20s. Oh, you know, so we're attracting kind of this chaos.
Yeah.
We're attracting, we're mostly hanging, this is a generalization, but you know, in my 20s, I kind of split my time. I was in New York for a stint and then I moved to LA, but kind of the same vibe of, you know, I was partying on the weekends. Yeah. I was working nights at bars and clubs, on certain days. At a point I was like teaching SoulCycle, but I was still like partying. I was dating because I was single. And I was just like very consumed with like finding my person. I don't know if that actually was what I was doing.
We all think we were doing that.
Like being relevant. And so, you know, I think we make friends by proxy, people that like, you know, like to party, like to do the same things, or that we've known forever. Like it's just convenient. And we're less likely to actually go deep with those people because like our activities don't really allow us to do that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I was drinking grain alcohol at Penn State. I don't think we were having deep chats sober at least.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. I remember those days.
Like watching Flavor of Love and like drinking shots.
Yes. 6 shots before you go out minimum.
Oh my God, Four Loko. Like we broke in alcohol for people, you know?
Wow. Four Loko's serious.
I mean, like Gen Z could never.
Yeah, could never. Thank God.
Sorry, Gen Z. Well, okay. So like I have a saying. So before I get into like, what does it look like if a friendship might be over? I also like always want to make this disclaimer that sometimes a friendship doesn't need to end and it needs to be put on timeout. I always like tell this to people. Sometimes if you listen to this and you go through it and you're just like, I don't feel aligned with like anything, you might just need to put that person on a timeout chair. And, you know, I'll explain that later. But, you know, there's modes to this. It's not like a linear, like this is kind of nuanced. Do you know what I mean?
For sure it's nuanced. And that's why
more so than romance, I feel like, honestly.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why, you know, having the foundation of being able to trust yourself, being able to tune into your body, because your body usually tells you something before your mind catches on. Yeah. And just be able to have the inner confidence that being friends with this person or this relationship, whether it is strong or not, does not define you either way. Because I got into the trap of if I put this friendship on a pause or we end this friendship, then I'm a bad friend.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. Especially if it's somebody who's like draining the life out of you because they're going through things. It's like you feel like a horrible person, but like, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. I have ADHD, so you know I will drive around the parking lot until I find a space.
I'm tracking.
Okay, so what does it maybe feel like or look like when a friendship is ending or coming to its demise?
Yeah, and I think first of all, I just want to normalize that.
Yeah,
you know, because I think demise sounds like really bad and extreme and like we just killed it. And it's like sometimes friendships just have a natural life cycle.
100%.
You know, and just they like are meant to end. And so just want to normalize that because I'm someone who like notoriously in the past has really cared what people think of me and I want people to like me and I want it to be all kosher.
Yeah.
But I think stepping into my 30s, I really, and now as a wife and a mom and just having my own family, like I am really clear with what I allow into my life and what I don't and what is for me and what is not. So just normalizing that and not feeling bad if you are feeling called to end a friendship or you feel it's just coming to its natural end. Yeah. I would say some red flags for me in the past have included just an imbalance of investment, time, of support. You know, it could look like, and I've had this experience where there's just no space for me to share whatever I'm moving through. It's like they are taking up most of the space and most of the airtime, which I'm allowing. Yes. But there is no self-awareness around that. And that for me is an issue. Oh. I need self-awareness in my relationships, period. If you are not self-aware of what you are bringing to the table, I have a very, very hard time.
Yeah. Oh I have a perfect story for this because I actually am kind of like low-key distancing myself from a friend right now. And we're kind of intermeshed in a way where it's like, we're going to have to be around each other, which is a tough one. But this is like a great example. Like I mean, this person was like always reaching out to me. So it can feel like when somebody's like always talking to you, like, oh my God, we're best friends. And it's like a safe space to share. And then you can realize really quickly when something happens to you where it's like actually something kind of devastating, how they're still only talking about themselves. And so like, basically I ended a really serious relationship and it was like very devastating. It was very hard for me to do because it was like, maybe this is my person.
Always. Yeah.
And when I texted my friend, she was like only talking about herself and like, oh, thank God I found the love of my life. Like, oh, I don't think I could date. And like kind of rubbing it in my face that she's like so happy in love. And I'm like, why does this feel so shitty? Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm the type of friend that'll just like kiki with you. So like, it's like, if you're like, oh my God, I broke up. I'm like, he ain't shit. Like he was the worst. Like, look at that. He wasn't even attractive, girl. Like, look at the pic again. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And like that energy was definitely not happening. It wasn't like a situation where she was like, maybe you mess it up. It was almost just sitting there being like completely braggadocious about her situation to me. And it made me feel super shitty. And I literally like was like, oh, I'm getting a call. You know, like I was like, I have to go.
Yeah, gotta go. And I think you bring up a really good point. You know, I think another red flag is how do you feel when you leave this person? Yeah. You know, after you're on the phone with them or after you see them in person, are you anxious? Do you feel kind of depleted? Do you feel like not seen? Yeah. You know, like that is... And the body could be telling you that. You know, you might not have the cognitive awareness yet, but the body might just feel contracted. It might feel tense. It might feel like you have a pit in your stomach. Yeah. Or you might actually be aware of what's happening. And I think that's really important to trust.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have like kind of a big personality. So like sometimes I worry like some of my introverted friends might feel that way just from me being like super extroverted. But like, I do think that there's a difference between somebody being like hyperactive and literally like stealing your sparkle. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like what it's looked like to me has always been like emotional. I have like a headache and a hangover after I chat with them. Like they don't make me feel better. Yes. They're not giving mutual energy, which I think is like a huge thing in your 30s. You're just like, I would have probably put up with that in my 20s too much.
Yes.
Where it's like, I'm always the one reaching out. I'm always the one including them. I'm always the one doing things. In my 30s, I'm like, oh, I haven't heard from this person. Cool. Like never reach back out. Like I just don't care.
Totally. If you're noticing towards the end of a friendship that like you don't have that desire to reach out, catch up, if you think about taking a break with this friend or ending this friendship and it actually feels like relief rather than you're going to grieve it.
Yeah.
That's huge. And I think we get caught up in, but am I bad for thinking that? And you're not. This is your intuition, your body, your spirit saying, listen, who you are and who this person is and your relationship are just not aligned at this moment and might not ever be again.
Yeah.
But you have to listen to it, because if we're going to force these things, it's going to become a bigger stronghold in your life than you could ever imagine. You have to clear it and you have to see what's on the other side. You could always go back and say, hey, listen, I actually, you know, a year later, I really miss you. I feel like I've grown a lot. I would love to connect again and see where we're at.
Yeah.
But you have to trust those feelings.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think that you can always come back around if it's aligned. But like, if I need 3 business days to heal from like mentally from our interactions, I don't know if I'd want to reach out. Like, I mean, I've had friendships end, and I have to say, like, they've not ever come back around, at least at this point.
Yeah, mine rarely too.
I'm like,
a couple, but that's it.
Well, I'm like a Gemini, and I'm just like, look, it takes so much.
Gemini moon. Okay.
Yeah, it takes so much to like fuck me up like that. And when I walk away, it's like that Tupac song.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? Like I'm done. Like Tupac was a Gemini, so like you know what I mean. So
yes, I do.
It's like when you're dead to me, you're just dead to me. Like no looking back. My exes could tell you guys too. But yeah, I mean,
totally get it.
In your book, I felt like you kind of mentioned that it felt like it was, you know, this like loss and guilt for even making this choice. And that like women are kind of conditioned to stay too long, which I think so. By the way, guys, this pod is for the men and the women. I feel like women stay too long, and I feel like men also stay long. Like they have these long friendships, sometimes
and
like
low
40
standards.
Years. Yeah, and like, but they don't
like,
really
they're my
know.
dude. Like I know he's like passed out drunk every weekend, like peeing on the wall, but like he's my dude.
I know he's like slid in the DMs of my girlfriend, but like he was drunk that night. It's like the bar is much lower.
Yes, I agree.
But I definitely think men should be ending friendships too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I've seen my husband kind of move through that, especially after entering his 30s, where it's just like,
well, especially because you're married and have a kid now. It's like,
and I think on his end, they've just like kind of naturally fizzled, or there's like natural space that's been created. I don't think there's been like too many like hard conversations per se.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's so important, because I just think that's like self-leadership. You know, that is like being,
it's manly.
and it's in control of your own life, and it's not letting like the energetics of people who are just a little funky into your realm. Like it's kind of that kingdom energy of like, no, we don't allow that in.
I mean, I was at a baby shower recently for a friend, and her husband was like, oh, my best friend's going to come. And they were almost like trying to do a setup for me.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, no. But then it was like the very end, and I'm like, I guess I never met him. And they were like, oh, no, he just like no-showed. And I'm like, that's really fucking weird of your
that's
friend.
so weird.
But they're like probably still best friends. That's just how men are. It's
so
like,
weird.
It's like this life event. Who knows if you're going to have another child? You know what I mean? Like, we're not in our, you know, Toto, we're not at 28. You know what I mean? So like, I just was like, wow, that's so weird how casual he was about it. Like, I guess he just didn't show up after telling me for months he was going to come. Like, okay, like not even a text. Like, that was just so crazy to me. I was like, I could never.
Yeah, that's a no. That's a no for me.
Like, okay, so I would say for like my personal signs, if a friendship is like done, is I almost feel relief when they cancel plans with me. This has been something I've definitely dealt with like 2 friends where I feel like I have to walk on eggshells around what can be discussed.
Ugh,
and like,
it's the worst.
Like I had a girlfriend, this was so crazy. Like she'd be like, she dated this horrifying guy and it was like, we weren't allowed to speak his name. Like we called him he who shall not be named, like Lord Voldemort style. Like we're nerds. And she'd be like, oh, and if it would even come up, like she'd bring it up and I'd then elaborate. It's like, I don't want to talk about this. And I'm like, you brought it up? Like, I'm so confused. And then one night we were in a bar and she was flirting with a guy and she starts telling him this story about this guy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, are you talking about this with random ass men in bars? First of all, girl, not cute. It's not he's not gonna be your husband after that story. But also like, why am I being held to this weird standard of like talking about things only on your terms all the time? Like it's exhausting to hang around that.
Yes, walking on eggshells or just knowing you can't bring up certain things. Within reason, right? I think there are certain things, whatever. But
yeah, we're not going to talk about like your deceased family members. You know what I mean? Like,
but I know exactly what you mean. And it's there's almost just like this element of like self-abandonment in those situations where you're like, oh, I can't be myself. I can't just like rip on whatever with my good friend.
Exactly.
I have to be careful about what I say because apparently they're so precious that
I love the word.
You know, I can't say anything. And then also, I also wonder in those situations how much we are playing the part.
Oh, yeah.
So like walking on eggshells is playing into what they're creating.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to not walk on eggshells and stir things up, but it also gets to the truth faster of like what this relationship actually is.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. Like, I feel like when you first even become friends with somebody, it's like, you know who that person is, at least to some extent. And like, when people meet me, they're like, no, you know, like I'm like a very honest, blunt person. You kind of just know that I'm always going to like, I'm very easy to talk to and approach and I don't judge. But like, it's like, if you're going to, I mean, she would come to me sometimes and be like, and I'd be like, what do you want me to say? Like, just tell me if you want me to like blindly support you or like be honest with you. You know what I mean? And like, when you get
which I think is a good tactic.
Yeah. But like, when you get to the point where that's the conversation 24/7
all the time,
it's like not organic and real.
Totally.
And like, sometimes I feel like people throw in the boundary buzzword of like, these are my boundaries. And it's like, okay, we can like literally not say that about like every single thing.
Yeah, totally.
Because that's not actually what a boundary is.
I know.
You know what I mean?
The therapy speak and all the things has bled into all of our relationships and everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
Literally.
Because I think you can integrate boundaries in a very seamless, healthy, embodied way. And then there's just like talking about how you have a boundary and you don't actually know why or what it is or like what it looks like to actually live it rather than just say you have a boundary.
You know, boundaries, that word, man.
Triggers.
It's like I feel like, here's the thing. I had this realization. The reason that I feel like friendships are so important in your 30s and why you start feeling like you need to trim the fat is like, you realize your family actually is no longer like, I mean, they're your family. You love them. I haven't spent super extended time with them outside of like visits and holidays. You know what I mean? Like I lived with them for 18 years, but like they're no longer the people that I go to for every little thing.
Sure,
you know what I mean? I'm an adult now. So it's like, it kind of becomes your friends.
Yeah.
They're basically your family. So it's like, okay, I mean, some people would disagree with this because we're in a whole mode of like people not speaking to their family, but you just like know, I mean, I know who my parents are. You know what I mean? I'm like, accept them. They're like in their 70s. They're never changing.
Yeah.
But like with your friends, you're like, oh, I'm choosing this.
Yes.
So why would I accept this?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. 100%.
So I
100%. Even if it's someone that you've been friends with since you were little. You know,
Yeah.
like I think we just get so tripped up on all of these like moral things. And it's like, sometimes those aren't meant to be forever either.
Yeah. Sometimes people do the cost sunk fallacy with time. I do that with like men and sometimes friends.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh my God, I've invested so much time in this person. But does that really matter?
No, because I think that every relationship that comes into your life, one that you spend, you know, a considerable amount of time and energy with, is meant to be in your life for one reason or another. Like we can't say like, oh, I've invested so much time, we might as well keep going, or I'm going to regret this, or, you know, this was a waste of time. No, no, every single person is teaching you something, is showing you something, whether you want to look at it or not. But yeah.
I mean, I've definitely had those moments where I'm like, I wonder if people are thinking that about me.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, this is what you have to be aware.
Totally.
Like, you totally have to be aware. Like when you're feeling something about a friend, you're like, sometimes have to sit there and be like, maybe they're feeling it too.
Totally.
You know, like it's not.
And then my inner dialogue is like, no, I'm an amazing friend.
Yeah, like I'm
they would never.
Like, how could you ever not want me in your life? But also, like, you might just suck. You know, there is.
Yeah, totally, totally. That is real.
Yeah. So I would say another sign is like, and I'm sure you have seen this, but like your growth is now threatening the dynamic. Like people are surprisingly quiet sometimes when you have wins.
Oh yeah.
And losses. And then the in between is like talking about them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is spot on. And we hear it a lot from our community where their commitment to and pace of growth is like really outreaching their friends, their partners, their family.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a scary thing. It can be sad for people because they feel lonely. But I would say this, you know, one, everyone is on their own, and this is corny, but it's very true. Everyone is on their own path and with their own pace and like their own lessons. And it's going to look different for everyone. And be very cautious when you get into that belief that you are more healed than other people. You are more spiritual than other people. You are more this than other people.
Oh,
you are farther along.
Yeah.
But subconsciously we can believe that.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like I've felt that way with certain people. But be careful because there is no hierarchy, truly. Like we are just all on our own individual paths. So that's not to say that when you are growing and you feel like you're kind of growing apart from someone, that you shouldn't maybe listen to that and own that. I've had many, many, many of those. And the feeling that I felt in those friendships was that when we would be together, there was just this like surface level relating. There was just like not a depth. It wasn't super interesting to me. There wasn't a, and I don't need to be like philosophical when I'm with my friends, but it's like,
yeah, like, am I growing from this in any way?
Yeah. And also just, you kind of felt in the air like you were just living in two separate worlds and we weren't going to be able to meet so much on many things. And that's okay. Yeah. But we have to be okay with that and say, maybe this isn't like the friendship it used to be.
Yeah.
And it
doesn't always need to end.
It doesn't need to end. Maybe we just say, hey, let's get together twice a year.
Yeah.
See how you're doing. I would love to see how you're doing. Yada, yada. It doesn't need to be like, let's hang out every week if it's not really filling you up where you are.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like it's not always needing to be an end, but like going back to the point about like your family's in your life and then your friends kind of take over. That's kind of why I was feeling like, because like you could be surrounded by people that you're feeling like, oh God, everybody here is super stagnant in life. And like, I feel like I need to kind of be surrounded by people that are at like a different phase almost sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
Where we're like, trying to be better together. You know what I mean?
And I think you can, to that point, I think it's a really good point.
Yeah.
To that point, I think we can have different groups of friends.
100%.
So it's like we have that group of friends that are like fucking go-getters. They are up-leveling all the time. They're super growth-oriented. They are the group that's going to inspire the shit out of you, challenge you, hold you to that next level.
Yeah.
And then like I'm thinking about some of my friends from like back home who are incredible people. And also they found like their path career-wise. They have their person, they settled down, they have the house, they might have a kid. And like some people would say that's stagnant. I don't feel that way, but I'm just saying it looks different.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are not every day like doing the growth-oriented stuff, going on retreats, doing this. They don't have the time. They're like doing that part of their life.
Oh yeah.
So
secure
it's just
people seem super boring sometimes.
Yeah. And it's just different. And so I love to have that variety in my life and like hang out with just different people in that way. Cause sometimes the growth oriented group, I'm like, yo, I'm tired.
Oh, I know.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want to like brain rot. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Let's talk about funny memes. Like, come on, let's literally just like talk about 90 Day Fiance.
Yes. And then you need the group of friends that are moving through the same things that you are moving through. My mom friends are absolutely essential in this time in my life because it's the best and the hardest thing I've ever done. And I need people to be like, normal, don't worry. There's another side. Or like, oh my God, I'm going through it too.
Yeah.
Text me in the morning. Like, you know?
I feel like it's, you need to have a mix. Like my friends that are married with kids, like they love my feral single stories. Like I give them life, I think.
Yes, totally.
It's like, I'm always just doing it for the plot. Like, I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't do this, but this is going to be a great story.
This will be a great pod story.
This is a good story. No, I think that's super important to have like different pockets. And it took me a really long time to realize that because I'm super loyal. And when I feel like I love you, I want to just, you're just like my person. You know what I mean? And I've had to like really work that out in therapy where it's like, not everyone is a best friend, Alyssa. And I'm like, oh, but I'm just so fucking loyal. So like, I'm kind of like a puppy. I found out recently from my partner that I'm the golden retriever. What the fuck? I thought I was the black cat.
Oh, I love that. That's sweet.
No, I'm like a doofy dog. Like I was so offended.
Golden retrievers are like the most lovable, sweet, warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the golden guys. I was like so offended.
What would you say your partner is?
Total black cat for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Like super introverted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny how that like are you the black cat or the golden?
I'd say I'm more of the black cat. My husband is just out in these streets being a golden retriever.
Yeah. I feel like that's
just
the dynamic
so
that works.
Social. Yeah, it works because he brings out in me more of that.
Yeah. And
kind of pushes me to be more of that in a healthy way. And I kind of reel him in where I'm like, yo, we don't have to say yes to everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I suffer from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to play a game with you. And it's called Red Flag or Just a Phase. Okay, so I'm going to say things and the red flag is like, time to leave.
Yeah. Okay.
Like exit immediately, jump out the plane. Yellow flag is we're putting them on timeout.
Okay.
We're still gonna be friends, but we need a little breather. You're onto the timeout chair.
Okay.
And the green flag is girl, calm down and meditate. Okay.
Yeah,
like it's not that deep.
All good. Yeah.
Okay, so they never reach out first. That one's hard.
I'd say green flag. Listen.
Yeah.
If that bothers you, say something.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay.
I have friendships like that because we're in a pattern of that.
Yeah. Well, also,
and they're also more available. To reach out to me, and that's fine. And I usually always answer.
Yeah.
And we catch up, and it's not weird.
Yeah.
So I think, take a beat, express that it bothers you, and or just say lovingly and like almost in a funny way. I feel like you're really good at reaching out. I need to be better, or opposite. Like, I feel like I'm really good at reaching out. Let's play a game. You have to reach out next time.
Yeah. Oh, I've had girlfriends where they're like, I love that I can text you back like 20 days later and you're not bothered. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, who cares?
It depends what we're talking about.
Yeah, totally.
If I'm like, oh my God, somebody died and you don't reply for 20 days. If it's an emergency. You're like dead to me in that moment. But it depends. Okay, the energy is never reciprocated. Like you're never inviting them to make plans or.
Red flag. Yeah.
Okay, time to leave.
For sure.
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
You deserve that reciprocity.
Okay. All right. This one's kind of in the reaching out category, but they don't return a text until they have something to talk about. Like, you know what I mean? Let's say you texted somebody and you're like, oh, I just went on a bad date. You text them a story and they only reply like later because they just had something happen to them.
Okay. I'd say yellow flag.
Yeah.
It might deserve just like a little pause, a little moment. And again, and we could talk about this after, just like you need to have a conversation about how that makes you feel.
Okay. So timeout maybe.
A little clearing conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They joke at your expense in groups.
Depends.
Yeah. Well, it depends on
I'd
the
say
joke.
green flag in the sense that like, you know, take a breath. And also you have to feel into the energy of what is behind that. Is it because like you have so much love for each other that like, and you know so much about each other that you're able to make light of silly things? It depends on how it makes you feel. Like you really have to tune in. Like when you hear that and you're like, ow. Like that, you need to have a combo.
Yeah.
And maybe you take a break. But like, and if it's one-sided, I would say that's also, for me, it's inching towards yellow. Because it's just like, it's always that one person that feels imbalanced. You know, like if we always rip on each other, like guys do all the time. Generally speaking.
Yeah. It depends on the dynamic. It could be fun.
Yeah.
It's like funny when you're both sarcastic.
But I actually don't love, and I've seen this with women, if there's like, you know, a girl in the friend group that everyone just freaking rags on.
Oh, I know. It's so painful to watch.
And sometimes they're like, ha ha ha, like, yeah, I'm always the one. But I'm like, yo,
she's dying inside that.
That's not, totally dying inside. I'm just like, that's not nice.
It's not.
Even if it's true.
Yeah.
It's not nice.
Oh, yeah.
We can't spotlight someone for their like negative, weird quirks. Like if we really care about that person, maybe we'll lift them up. Maybe we'll like help them improve on those weird quirks. You know,
I've been that person in a friend crew before. I was like that person I felt like in my college friends. But like, I think it's a situation where it depends on what the joke is. I feel like I don't take a lot to heart, but there's one phrase that people can say to me, and I think this is like a women only thing, where it's like, oh, I love that for you. Like, okay. That is literally like, we're going to fight. You know what I mean? Like the for you.
I love
the end of the sentence. Like, I could never, but I love it for you. It's like, guys, we need to remove this phrase. I don't know why this became so mainstream.
Yeah, that's so actually rude. So true. Yeah, there's little digs. Women are really good at just kind of these like backhanded little digs. And you're like, huh? You have to like double take.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah. You like don't know that you were just shot. You're like bleeding. And... Okay. So they disappear when you're happy.
For sure, yellow.
Timeout chair.
Yeah, timeout chair. Like, that's not cool.
Yeah, like I've had this happen where it's like we're all feral and single together. And then like I've gotten into a relationship that's serious. And it's like, break up with that man. Like, and anytime you like tell them anything, it's like, he sucks. Break up with him. And it's like, are we really meaning that? Or do we just want me to be single with you?
Yeah, you got to be happy for your friends if they're happy.
Yeah. So like competing with happiness. Also yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Okay, I have a question. Have you because you work with a friend, and I've worked with friends before. Have you guys ever had a moment where you're like, I need to put you on timeout?
It's really interesting. I think our Krista and I have been friends for over 10 years. And I think our friendship in my life, and I think in her life too, is very unique. Yeah. In the sense that we've never wanted to run away. We've never wanted to put it on pause. It's always been a friendship that we've felt strongly that we're meant to lean into. It hasn't always been easy. Yeah. Like, ooh, have you ever had like sister fights? Yeah, we've not like, you know, pulling hair and yelling at each other across the room, but we trigger growth in each other like I've never seen. And I think it's on a soul level. Like that's why we came together. Yeah. And so we've had therapists together, coaches, like we've moved through so much. Yeah. And what's really beautiful is that it's healed our individual patterns in female friendships that we kind of came into this friendship with. And we're able to have clearing conversations so easily now. There's no like psychic debris.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing unsaid. And if there is anything unsaid.
Yeah, you're like super honest.
Yeah, we're honest, or we're like, we kind of own it.
Yeah.
Where maybe it's not the time to say this and I'm actually working through this on my own. I'm processing on my own. Like we take self-responsibility in a very real way in our relationship. And yeah, we just feel at this moment, 10 years in, like,
ride or die.
Yeah. You know, and it doesn't mean that we're like talking every day and kikiing all the time.
Yeah.
We definitely have those moments for
Yeah.
sure.
Like, can you believe this happened today?
But we just like love and respect each other from afar. We can have our deep, intimate moments. Like, it's such a beautiful example for me of how a friendship can feel. And I think I know that now because we've been through some very hard moments.
I'm sure. I mean, I started this with a friend. And
oh, wow. Okay.
it didn't survive. So,
yeah, that's
you know,
hard.
I
That's really
understand.
hard.
I mean, we're not like, oh, you know, but it's like definitely impacted the friendship.
Sure.
Okay. So like that is a good segue, I think, into like, okay, we've kind of identified the things. How do we exit stage left without becoming the villain? Like, what should we be doing? Because like, I mean, I have my, you know, I think it depends on the level of friendships. Like sometimes ghosting is okay.
Completely. And yeah, I think you're right. You know, you really have to trust yourself and feel into what feels right. What feels right and not what feels easy.
Ooh, I like that.
So, you know, there are going to be friendships that I think maybe ones that you've really invested a lot of time and energy into that deserve the conversation, that deserve, you know, whether it's on the phone, a sit down. I always like in person. I actually love a walk because we're moving our bodies. We're not looking at each other eye to eye. It's not this like really confrontational thing.
I'm just laughing because I had a walk once that was so confrontational.
Oh, it was bad. You guys stopped in the middle of the sidewalk.
Well, no, this was like, it was like we went on a long hot girl walk on the West Side Highway. And like, when we were like, we're 2 miles away and we're like turning around, she chose that moment to like, absolutely ream me out. And then it was like me getting hammered for like 2 miles.
Wow.
I was just
what
like,
a walk.
Can't wait to go home. There was like no escape.
But I think, you know, you have to be, if you're going to have the conversation, you have to, one, be very clear about your own truth.
Yeah.
Be very clear about your expectations and friendship. And then also be okay with being labeled the villain. Or being like someone being mad at you. Like that might happen. But I think from my perspective, it's just a really mature way to, and also a great practice for you to have a conversation that's hard, that speaks of the truth, where you can actually express what you desire in a relationship. And this just isn't it right now. Yeah. And I love you and I respect you, but I just believe that like we've hit our natural end. Yeah. And be okay with that, period. Yeah. And I think you'll feel better on the other side, honestly. There will, I'm sure, be grieving and whatnot. But I think just the act of actually expressing that is so important. Yeah. To your point about not having the conversation and ghosting, I totally agree. There are instances where, and I've had a few of those, where the friendship just ended. We didn't have this big conversation. There wasn't any official end, but there was just an understanding, I think, between the two parties. And what's hard about that, I think, for people is the unknown of how the other person views you and what they're thinking about. And usually you might, you know, half of the stuff might be right, what you're thinking, and half probably isn't. And I think you have to discern for yourself. Usually my decision to not have a conversation revolves around do I know that I can go into a conversation with this person and feel
Oh, I know. Oh, I get
like
this.
it is going to be a
Like-
aware, conscious conversation, or is this going to be just someone who is blaming and not self-aware of what they're bringing to the table?
Yes. Yeah. That's like a great way. Yes. So I agree. I think you have to kind of always take into account who are you dealing with. Number one, I would say the level of friendship, number two, matters, where
Yeah.
it's like, okay, are we like acquaintances? Like, okay, I could probably just get away with not texting you again.
Sure.
Like, I'm sure it's a mutual thing. But then if it's like a close friend, I'm calling you out. You know what I mean? Like, even if I think you're not somebody who's going to take accountability, it's like, I know you like this, and I feel like you need to understand how I feel.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
that might not always be something that's like 100% necessary, like you're saying, because like people like that can't take the accountability. I mean, I've said this before on this pod, but like I had a friend, literally one of my best friends for over a decade.
Wow.
And I had somebody super close to me die. And we'd been through broken engagements, family, you know, her parents had health issues. Like we'd been through a lot, supported each other. But in that moment, she almost was like a different person, where it was like she didn't support. And I didn't immediately be like, oh, I'm going to end the friendship. It was how she handled me telling her I was hurt. And I was like,
wow,
holy fuck. How are you yelling at me and blaming me when I'm in the middle of grieving right now? Like, this is like a wild unawareness that I felt like she evolved as a person into maybe not a better person.
Yeah, totally.
And I was just like, holy fuck, this reaction is making me not want to do this.
Absolutely.
But I initially put her on timeout, actually. I told her, I was like, I need a break for a second.
Yeah.
And then when we came back and had a conversation months later, it was like even less awareness. And I was like, oh no, okay, I need an adult, you know, like.
Totally. But you have to be grateful for that clarity.
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes it's like, as hard as it is, it's like, it's clear. You know?
Yeah. So like, I think that the level of friendship really matters. And like you said, who you're dealing with. But sometimes, I mean, tell me if you disagree. I think it's totally acceptable occasionally, depending on the circumstance, to be like, you're a horrible person and you're done.
Yeah. I've never had that happen, but of course, like, I think more people in this world need to be told that they're assholes sometimes. I think that's why society is kind of on this like downhill. A lot of people are out there not being told that they might be terrible. I think, and I agree with you. And I also think that for that to actually land with that person, we need to think about how we're saying it. Because just to be like, you're an asshole, you don't deserve my friendship, which is true, right?
Yeah. Might not be the most evolved.
But it's putting them on, no, fine. But like, it's just putting them on the defense. And it's not necessarily the best. And I'll just go spiritual for a second, but for like your greatest good and their greatest good.
Yeah.
So like, you can say like, I felt, you know, really neglected in this relationship. I've felt disrespected.
Yeah.
I've felt like really disappointed with times that you've like let me down or like talked poorly about me. And like none of those things are qualities of a friendship that I want to be in.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to say the mean thing, and I don't want to say the mean thing, but I want to tell you how it makes me feel. And it is clear to me that this friendship is not aligned for me, and it is over. And like, just kind of, because those things can hurt more.
Oh yeah. That's actually so savage. Like I'm listening to this and I'm like, if someone said that to me, I'd be like bawling.
Because if you're saying it from a really grounded place of like, I don't fucking need you. Yeah. It's like, that hurt, you know? Like, so like if gunshot. You do want to kind of like dig a little. Yeah. Instead of just the like, you're an asshole, we're done. It's like, this is how you made another human being feel. Yeah. Like, I don't put up with that. Yeah. And we're done. Yeah. I think just stings a little more. And also, if there's an ounce of awareness, they might sit with that and be like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? I feel like I've definitely given that exact speech to men that I've dated. But for some reason with my girlfriends, it's like, you're like crying. You're like, I literally loved you. Like,
I
it's
know.
like, it's actually so much more devastating. Like I've said that exact phrase to a man, dead faced. Like, this does not align. You're disrespectful. You don't deserve my energy. And then with my girlfriends, I'm like, like, it's like so much sadder.
Yeah.
It's so much harder because it's like almost like your sibling.
Of course.
It's like disowning a family member.
Yes, I
I
agree.
don't know. I think a good way to always go about it too afterwards is like the after moment. Like you say, it's like the sitting with it after you've kind of ripped off the Band-Aid. Like, do you feel like you have immediate regret?
Right.
Because like, I gotta say, I've never had that feeling.
Yeah, I've never had that feeling either.
What's your like most savage friendship ending story? That might not have been the most like spiritual.
Savage. I think, okay, so I had like a friendship reckoning before I got pregnant, like with Mav. And I guess what was meant to happen before he came in was like I needed to let go of some relationships to kind of clear the space.
Yeah.
And they just like, on their end, I will be fully responsible for my end, but what I observed on their end, they were just kind of like acting up and like in a very childish way of like, you don't call me as much as I call you, you know, you rescheduled on me. That hurts me. Like, and I'll own all of that. Like, I think both things are true.
Yeah. Maybe they were jealous of the baby.
Also, like, I'm about to step into a season where like that's going to happen a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're not okay with that and that's a trigger for you in your relationships, then maybe we're not aligned. And they just kind of like abruptly ended.
Yeah.
And in a way that like made me feel like at the time I wasn't as secure. And I was just like, oh my God, I fucking did something wrong. I'm a terrible person. Like, are they going to come after me and like all this stuff? Like whatever. When you're like kind of public, like it's like such a weird feeling.
You're like, oh my gosh, she's going to share my audio messages with the public.
Yeah, it's weird. So yeah, I think those, just because there was never a conversation, it was just like, we're done.
Yeah.
You know, and in hindsight, it was totally meant to be. And like, but was like 3 of them in a row that I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. But it does meant to be, and then I got pregnant. So
it happens in 3s, first of all. I will say, like, and then you start to be like, oh my God, I have no friends left. And you start to really like doubt yourself.
Totally.
But yeah, like I have a saying, like the trash takes itself out, guys. I mean, it truly does.
That's a good one.
I love that one. My other one is, there's when people are like sad about being single, I'm like, there's a lid for every trash can. Okay? As someone in the wedding space, I can say that. So yeah, but like I completely understand. And also like I think it's interesting when men and women have like a marriage and then they're planning kids and stuff. The single friend can feel very neglected and you almost feel like you're not aligned. But likewise, like the married friend with kids can start to feel very isolated because you can't go out there very often. It's almost like that's when you actually need each other the most.
Yeah, that's a whole conversation because I think if you move through, you know, different seasons of life with your friends, you're going to encounter that. Krista and I moved through that. I think we're doing a really good job. But
yeah, it's hard.
Like it also takes like her during this season of my life being a little bit more flexible when I'm inflexible.
Yeah.
And then also we're going to have seasons of life where like I need to be more like it ebbs and flows, you know? And I think you just have to stay in communication, understanding how the other person's doing. How has this change been for you? Do you need anything that I'm really not like tuning into? Because like I feel distracted with all the things, but like you're important to me. So like please keep me posted. Like it will never be too much.
As long as you say that. You know what I mean? Like even when you don't have time for each other, you're like, I don't want to end this friendship, but like you just fucking tell each other. Like it's not that hard.
I know.
People really overcomplicate relationships.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So if you've ended a friendship, here's what's not to not do. Okay. Don't do the thing you would do to an ex where you're like, spying on their stories and like scrolling their Instagram and like don't talk shit. That's also like putting you at a lower vibration. And don't second guess yourself. Like if it's meant to be, you guys will come back around. You can always reach out after like 6 months.
Yeah, totally. And take care of yourself. You know, it's like, it is a loss. So I just like, don't just brush it off. Like it you know, it could have like kind of a grieving wave. And,
it does.
And it's okay. But yeah, I would just like keep your side of the street pretty clean on that end. Cause like what?
Yeah.
I don't want any bad juju coming back at me.
Yeah. Sit at home and cry. I've cried. I've literally grieved friendships more than romantic relationships.
Yeah, totally.
Girls make me cry way more than men. So yeah, like that's normal. Thank you so much.
This has been fun.
I love.
Thanks so much for having me.
No,
this is great.
Is there anything that you want everyone to know, or anything that you want to share about what your endeavors, or anything before you go?
We have our book out, Almost 30. So if you're moving through a season of change, any season of change, you don't have to be almost 30. I think this book will support you. It's available anywhere, Amazon, Target, Barnes & Noble, all the places. It's called Almost 30. And if there are any mamas or parents in the audience, I have my Substack Momplex.
Love it.
That I'm really loving. And it's just, a beautiful place for me to share like very intimately about motherhood and marriage and raising kids, and just be very honest. So
love it. Guys, thanks so much for coming back. And don't forget to follow us everywhere you find us at Misjudge 2 S's podcast. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Thanks.